Hey everyone, it's CJ Fox right here, and today I got another figure review, and today I'm going to take a look at the Studio Series Voyager class Ironhide. And this is my second Ironhide figure. My first one's from Revenge of the Fallen, which I did make a video before that, so you can just go on my channel and look for it. And I love this figure. It's finally, I got an Ironhide that's more or less in scale with my other Transformer figures. And I have not yet put this guy in the stop motion animation quite yet, but soon I will be, and I'll probably retire Revenge of the Fallen Ironhide as a stop motion character that I use. So moving right along, Ironhide here, he has a whole lot of black on him. He has more black color than the Dark Knight himself. I mean, look at those legs. The only little bits that are painted are basically these little things on his knees. That's the only thing on his legs that are legitimately painted. Everything else is molded black. And if I remember correctly, the Revenge of the Fallen figure has actually a little bit more paint applications than this guy does. So, without a doubt, more than my Dark of the Moon Bumblebee figure, this guy is going to need some serious paint applications put everywhere. I mean, this guy's so bland. And I don't know what in the hell is that. That's my only problem with this figure, is that somehow the head came misshapen and his eye was painted horribly. And I'm like, what the that? I mean, this is after I bought him, and I noticed it right out of the box, and I'm like, oh well. Well, it's not that big of an issue. I could probably fix that. All I need is a little bit of silver and maybe fix the blue to match the other eye. Otherwise, that's my only problem with this figure. I mean, out of all that, the eye had to be messed up. But, for robot mode and all, it still looks pretty good. The bumper, though, is a little wide. Like, it kind of jets out. Depends on how you look at it. And the windows, I wish those could, like, fold in some way. But other than the eye, the bumper, and the windows on the arms, otherwise it's okay. As for accessories, he comes with 2 blasters, one for each arm, and each arm does get its own blaster, like it's molded for that arm. Like this one is meant for his right arm, and that kind of solves my window issue. So yeah, he actually looks better with those guns. So we can basically fight all the Decepticons in a Mexican standoff. And besides his head is nicely detailed. A lot of paint on there, but it's just that all the paint that went into here in the chest, that's my computer. They completely neglected his legs. Other than that, you get a little 4x4 thing, but that will show up a little better in vehicle mode. His back is actually pretty clean, pretty solid too. Like there's no gapiness besides a little bit right there, but otherwise it's pretty solid. You can tell that's obviously the roof of the truck and these are the doors. So it's no big issue, no big deal that this guy can transform, but that will come later. But first, articulation. His head is on a ball joint, so you can get a little bit of wiggly. But due to his shoulders right here, his shoulders or pecs, his head is limited. But you can look down a little bit, can't really look up, so you can't really look up and down, but you can look side to side. As for the arms, they are hindered because there's a required transformation there. There's a little piece to swing out, but for me, I kept that up there because that fills up this whole gap, and that will hinder that. Like the arm will not only be able to reach right there. So I basically don't do that. So he can basically reach out his arms. Same thing on the other side. And on the arms there is multiple joints in here for transformation. One goes side to side, kind of like a butterfly joint. There's a hinge that makes the arm go up and down. There's a bicep swivel at the elbow. He gets 90 degrees at the elbow, and he does have a wrist swivel like the Revenge of the Fallen figure, and that is a 5mm port, so he can hold basically everything. He has no waist swivel due to this right here locking in place. Neither did the Revenge of the Fallen figure. That didn't have a waist swivel either, so I can live with that. His legs can go forward that far forward, that far back. You can go further, but yeah. His legs can do the full splits. He has a thigh rotation right there, and about 90 degrees at the. Actually, probably just slightly a little bit more than 90 degrees at the knee. Otherwise, it probably is 90 degrees. And nothing at the feet other than for transformation. They do go up and down, but these tab into place or loop into place for a purpose. Like, you listen. You probably can't hear it. I probably won't pick it up, but you can hear a thoop that goes into place. Other than that, that's posability. And now let's get him into his GMC 5500 truck mode. Alright, I got him in his GMC 5500 mode, and I have to say this is a really nice looking truck. Finally, those little indicators on the fenders right there are finally picked out, along with the roof lights, and the stacks look beautiful, and they're not too tall for the original. And overall, this truck mode is fantastic. But there are a couple of complaints that I have to say and get off my chest. Is that the roof doesn't stay tabbed in too well, but you kind of have to squeeze everything together, and it stays. But kind of had to find the. There we go. There we go. Okay, that solves my issue actually. Yay. Other than that, the front end of the truck, the GMC logo, not sponsored. It's a great truck. Love all the painted detail on the front, but as long as you get along the side of the vehicle, it still has that monolithic amount of black all over the vehicle. You can see on the other side, the only painted part you see is the part of the crotch right there, painted silver. Everything else is just stealth or jet black. But that's where I talked about before, the 4x4 symbol is, or decal is right there. And the taillights are picked out, and squeeze this really good. Kind of hard to. It doesn't tab in all the way, but kind of have to squeeze everything together, and that has a molded Autobot symbol right there, which that's really cool. Also, you get the molded in GMC logo right there again. Badging, I meant to say. Taillights are painted nicely, but the windshield, the back rear windshield is not painted. The stacks are, which is nice. But the one big problem about this figure, other than all the kibble that's underneath around the rear wheels and that, well, it's this. This is kind of what kills the truck mode for me. This giant gap in the bed of the truck. Why? Why? Why did this have to happen? I mean, the Revenge of the Fallen mold, that entire section was covered because this had the flip on top of the roof. This is just a gap. Ugh. I have no more much to say about this. There's just a giant gap in the deck. But other than that, the weapons do mount and tab together like these two do, you know, connect together, and we do covered it, but still, yeah. That kind of what kills the vehicle for me. Overall, truck mode and the road mode are great, and this sums up my review for Studio Series Voyager class Ironhide. And this has been CJ. Y'all have a nice day.